Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Raw review with us, your boys, your favourite Brits, the British Fist.
Gotcha.
Consisting of your favourite Brit, Mr. Parkin, and your ultra favourite Brit, it's none other than NJ.
What's up?
Wiggling his eyes there like a rabid dog on fire. Subscribe above, like this video, and comment any thoughts you have on this edition of Monday Night Raw in that comment section below.
And make sure you contact us in the link to the description box below.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you can open your eyes now, NJ. The camera is indeed on. So going into this Raw, we had Vicky Guerrero as the interim GM, and we wanted some build to Money in the Bank, because last week we really didn't get much. So we'll move straight on to this show. Vicky Guerrero announces a three-way elimination match. But before we got to that, we actually had a little segment with AJ talking in a mirror. It's like,
Yeah, and AJ seems to be a popular member of this show, but there is a good start.
Yeah, we'll just ignore that and go straight into the three-way elimination match that got announced. It was Daniel Bryan versus Kane versus CM Punk in a three-way elimination match. Essentially the match we got at No Way Out with an added stipulation in there. We get of course, the obligatory involvement of AJ, where she comes in and distracts Kane, allowing CM Punk to get the victory over Kane. And then we have Daniel Bryan come in, kicking CM Punk to the head and essentially putting himself in a #1 contendership spot. As they announced later on, it would be Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank for the WWE Championship.
I looked this match as pretty random when it was first booked, and the match went on, and it wasn't a bad match, pretty solid as it went on. The AJ involvement, it's getting to a bit where it was okay, but it's become annoying again. This whole thing with her and all three of them, her and Kane, it's not really working out in a way that I can get behind and enjoy it. And now, obviously, Kane went out first, and then soon after, quickly, it was a clever way for Bryan to get the win. It was just done a bit too quickly, and in result of AJ.
Surprised this opened the show up, personally, with this being the WWE Championship match, but I don't expect this to main event Money in the Bank anyway. So, I mean, you essentially you've moved Kane away from that WWE title feud with AJ now, because you had that segment later on where Kane just pretty much left AJ, which is probably best for Kane, as we don't want a Kane with feelings. We want the fucking monster Kane.
But also we hear out later that Kane is not away from the WWE title picture.
Oh, because he may be a Money in the Bank. But there we go, we'll get to that later. So we got a #1 contender, I guess, in Daniel Bryan, as they did announce the WWE Championship match. So not a bad way to start the show. I thought the booking in this was pretty good, unlike the rest of the frickin' show. But there we go.
There are some people, I'm sure, in the comment section below will be complaining that the CM Punk, Daniel Bryan and Kane, three top wrestlers, are in the opener compared to our main event or the main event. I'm just saying, with the things that we were given coming up later, this was the best place for the three of them. And
the opening segment is one of three very important parts of the show. So at least they're in an important part of the show, not buried between the opener and the main event or something. Big Show versus Brodus Clay we had next. Now I must admit, I was looking forward to this match. We had that false match before, and then we had Big Show and Brodus Clay going at it in the opener on SmackDown. I was looking forward to seeing this one. I thought this was going to be in a big section of the show, but going into this, I was thinking, from a logical standpoint, weren't they supposed to be protected from each other? And wasn't Brodus Clay supposed to be banned from Raw? Or is that just because Johnny Ace is off TV now?
Yeah, that, as got mentioned, it got lifted and got sorted out, and they allowed this match to happen. The thing about this match is that I want to see this as a possible short-term feud. Takes away from the old stupid Otunga thing and gives Brodus Clay a great match, great opponent, and the WWE a chance to see what he's like if they were to come against main eventers. So this I liked. It's just that this match didn't really give me that feeling that the WWE were going to make this something serious.
So match I wanted to see, definitely a big guy versus Big Show versus a big face in Brodus Clay. But my problem with this match was they pissed this match away in about 2 minutes 45 seconds. It's a match I'd like to see potentially on a pay-per-view, and a feud I'd like to see that could potentially put Brodus Clay over. And I'm seeing this on free TV for 2 minutes 45 seconds. Now, I understand they're trying to play to Brodus Clay's injured knee, and that is something they need to do if they're going to get him over as a babyface, so they can allow heels to get one up on him. I understand that they're trying to play to the injury, but why have Big Show win clean? Why not? I don't get it. It's just bad booking, in my opinion.
The length of this match was horrible. Two big guys should have more strength over each other, and the way they finished it, yes, it was hard for Brodus Clay to actually lift up Big Show and do it with the bad knee.
And the knee gave way, yeah.
But at the same time, it was just a quick finish, squash out bye-bye Brodus Clay. And that is not making Brodus Clay look good when they should be trying to make him look good if they're trying to make him serious as we thought the WWE were going to make him.
Why not end it in a DQ? Why not end it in a counter? Why not have David Otunga interfere and continue that feud? That might have been good booking, WWE! Anyway, we'll move on. Next week, we're going to have Brock Lesnar answering Triple H's challenge, which is essentially going to be the next stepping stone in setting up that big summer angle main event between Triple H and Brock Lesnar going into SummerSlam, of course.
Obviously, we need that, obviously, on these shows building up to give us interest, so that we know we're going to get a good build-up. But let me just sort next week out for you, just so I can spoil it for you. Brock Lesnar, yes, I'm going to face you. There we go, there we go, there we go.
That'll be pretty much how it goes. I mean, that's how it goes in the wrestling business nowadays. In the first pointless segment of the night, in my opinion, Santino Marella versus Jack Swagger in a US Championship match in what was apparently Santino's first title defense since April. And you wonder why I want the fucking belt to come off him and why the belt has lost credibility. Not only has he not defended it against him since April, not only has he not defended it at a pay-per-view, but he's beating Jack Swagger in 2.5 minutes. And since when has Swagger ever been a credible contender for anything since he fucking messed up his World Championship reign?
And that's sad that obviously the follow-up of him leaving Vicky, they didn't really follow it up. They just put him into this match that he doesn't really deserve.
He wasn't even there.
No, his booking hasn't been the best. All I'll say about this is that it was a match that didn't have much entertainment in it. It didn't do much for Swagger. Yes, we got a US title match, but I just don't really see the point of having that match there.
The US title is slowly becoming even probably just as irrelevant as the fucking TNA TV title. And it takes a lot to do that, WWE, I'm just saying. Now, our main event of the evening, we had what we thought was probably going to be the main event. And that was John Cena's big announcement. And, yeah, so surprised this was our main event with John Cena being in there, but we knew he was going to be in the main event later, so that didn't matter. He's just granted his 3,000th wish, and I really wish the 300th wish, and I really wish his 301st wish, and I know you do too, would be to take a nice prolonged break from WWE.
That's the thing, he's done 300 wishes to the people that deserve it, but the thing is, there are millions and millions of fans there that wish something for year after year after year. And do they get it? No! So, John Cena, you're not really good at making granting wishes, are you?
John Cena goes ahead and tells a Star Wars story. Now, as much as I do not like Star Wars, I hate Star Wars, he did do a good Yoda impression, so I've got to give him that.
Oh, yeah.
But then we get... As wasn't really advertised, but we knew Jericho was going to be returning, and he pops in this segment.
The thing about this is that I had my prediction at the beginning of Raw and last week that Jericho was going to come back as a heel, which he should be because he's a better heel than a face. And I was planning or hoping him to go against Sheamus because Sheamus is the only one out of the champions, of the top guys, who hasn't really been put over by someone bigger than he is.
I mean, Cena announces he's going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and I can't help but feel that this is going to be setting up Cena versus CM Punk at SummerSlam, as they've rumoured to be doing. Then they had Vicky Guerrero coming out, saying that there will be 2 Money in the Bank matches, but only former WWE champions can be in the WWE Championship Money in the Bank ladder match, those 4 being Kane, Big Show, Jericho, and Cena. And as soon as this announcement was made, I was thinking to myself, isn't the point of Money in the Bank to try and make new champions? To try and bring new people into the picture? Not ex-WWE champions we've already seen win the fucking belt.
I guess they're trying to do something different to Money in the Bank. Do something like they haven't done any before. And this is something different. But the thing is, I look at this match and see it as an entertaining match that's been great over the years. I'm not saying these 4 can't put on a great match. But the thing is, it's just not a match that is going to build anyone up to a level where the WWE could say, right, that guy is a great person to become the Money in the Bank and then the future champion, because these 4 ex-champions, they've already done it.
Exactly.
And the thing is, the 4 in it, you can almost narrow it down to who's possibly going to win.
Yeah, it's going to be Cena, because they're going to set up Cena versus Punk at SummerSlam for a WWE Championship match, because Cena won't be in a big feud. So there we go. Jericho versus Cena is announced as our main event of the evening.
And that's the thing, with them 2 in the ring, I'm going to say, minus Cena's jokes, the back and forward action between him and Jericho, I liked it. Jericho was funny, Cena was trying to be funny, Vicky actually was an okay GM in that. Then there we go, good segment I think.
I'll just leave it for you guys. Why have a Money in the Bank ladder match which is not going to make any new stars or anything? I just don't understand. What is the point of it? If they're not going to make new stars, just don't get it. After that segment, we had our, well, I guess you could say legend returning. We had Heath Slater coming out, and you know how much I hate Heath Slater, MJ. But who was the opponent for Heath Slater this week?
It was hard to tell, because when this guy came out, he was like, damn, that guy's changed. But it was none other than Sycho Sid.
Yeah, and he hasn't been on Raw since, what was it, 94 or 97? I can't remember when the last time he was on Raw. But Sycho Sid, he didn't get as big a reaction as I thought he would. He didn't get as big a reaction as Vader. He got a massive reaction, probably due to how good the crowd was then. But he got some good reaction during the match. And of course, as we knew, he squashed Heath Slater. How effective did you think the return of Sycho Sid was? Did you enjoy it, or...?
They left it as a surprise to the second half of the Raw, but the thing is, he was coming out, the crowd didn't react, so it kind of affected my viewership of him. His squash match, it was going to happen. You put him against someone as weak as Heath Slater.
With man boobs.
But the thing is, it didn't give me the wow factor, but I blame part of that on the crowd. I don't know. I'm glad to see him because it's another legend that the fans, old school fans, were happy to see. It just didn't come out as a bang.
I mean, essentially, this is a ploy to the old school fans. I imagine a lot of people out there would have been marking out for this, so I will not deny them of that. Anyway, let's move on to more pressing issues. As announced earlier in the evening, this just epitomised WWE's booking to me. Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler in a contract on a pole #1 contendership match for a World Heavyweight Championship shot on SmackDown. My first question is, have WWE rehired Vince Russo? Because why the fuck did this need to be a contract on a pole match? And why the fuck did you just do all this just to have Sheamus come out and announce it's going to be a triple threat match, rendering the segment pointless?
That's the thing, this match, there weren't anything to it. Not great wrestling, which you expect from Ziggler now. Del Rio, yeah, he tried to play it cool, but this match didn't really entertain me anyway. The result, there was Rodriguez trying to grab the thing, but the other thing I was hoping for was someone that's not in this match to actually grab the clipboard and run away with it. And I was just thinking something more than this. Because then out comes Sheamus and obviously says he spoke to Vicky, blah blah blah, and he is now a triple threat for SmackDown. And why is that SmackDown when you're meant to be trying to build up no way out the Money Bank?
I imagine they'll try and build Sheamus versus Del Rio, but it got to the point in this match where I actually thought to myself, fuck it. Give Rodriguez the title shot, because why? Yeah, again, we don't want to see Ziggler versus Sheamus again. Del Rio is no way in any shape or form booked to be a main eventer. They were fighting over the contract. This match fucking sucks. Why did they need this gimmick? And I tell you what, at least we have a main event for SmackDown, and Ziggler is getting some face pops if they're going to go make a face turn with him. I imagine Ziggler will be in the Money in the Bank ladder match for SmackDown, and Del Rio and Sheamus will have a match at Money in the Bank, the match they probably should have had at No Way Out if Del Rio didn't disagree over some contractual stuff.
It's happening at SmackDown, so don't expect much, the WWE fans. It's just going to be another Sheamus win or some screwy finish, and then manage them to try and move this on to Money in the Bank. But I do see Ziggler obviously going to SmackDown's Money in the Bank, which is going to be a normal Money in the Bank match.
And hopefully at least that will have some young talent in it, so we can actually get some new stars and make some new fucking stars. Which is what Money in the Bank was originally designed for, Jericho. Why did we have a Divas SummerSlam Battle Royal match with no purpose whatsoever? If this was a #1 contendership match, I might be thinking this could be a useful segment. But we have Vicky in a swimsuit. You know, what was the point?
The 2 points I want to quickly make about this is that if Layla weren't in this match and Vicky weren't in this match, I could see it being a match that's got loads of divas involved and the chance to make a random diva to go on and face Layla at the pay-per-view would have worked. Vicky coming out in that thing, I guess it's to show off her that she's lost fat, she's got a different shaped body now.
She did look quite good, I'll give her that.
That's the truth.
But you know who looked better? The only person, I mean, to be honest, I hated this segment. And you know when I'm a mark for AJ and I hate this segment, that the segment was pretty fucking bad. But at least AJ looked hot in the middle of the ring and she won it. And we'll move on. John Cena versus Chris Jericho in our main event of the evening. When I see John Cena versus Chris Jericho and the fact that Cena is the top guy and Jericho is, you know, a returning heel that's not going to be in WWE for very long, I can't help but feel that maybe, you know, why is this main eventing a TV show? The match didn't end clean or anything because they had Big Show coming out and getting Jericho DQ. So essentially, they brought back Jericho to act as filler to a feud that no one really ever cared about in the first place, John Cena versus Big Show.
That's the thing. We keep saying that they had a perfect way of finishing the feud between John Cena and Big Show, but thanks to this stipulation for this championship ladder match at Money in the Bank, it's in a way continuing, and you have Big Show just dominate the scene, which I love, but at the same time, the fact that they're continuing this, and there was no Kane to add in to make it look like it's the 4-way match, it kind of let me down as a main event ending segment.
So essentially, you get to the point where it's like, well, Jericho's return was really outdone because he was just made to look like filler in this match. So you think it's going to be Cena or Big Show winning the Money in the Bank, or, you know, I don't know. This was a shit main event. I did not like this main event at all. I don't know what you thought of it, but
the main event, there weren't like a few of these matches that we got on Raw. There weren't much to them. The main event, it was announced during the show instead of early in the show, and it just didn't feel good. It didn't get me hyped up about the 4-way ladder match, but I don't know, it just wasn't the best.
So you have an announcement that the Money in the Bank ladder match is going to have 4 ex-champions in it, therefore making no new stars at all, which is what Money in the Bank was fucking designed for in the first place. Ask Chris Jericho. He's on your roster and on your fucking payroll. The main event sucked. It's just, some of the segments seemed so pointless on this Raw. The booking, in my opinion, was freaking awful, apart from the WWE Championship match, which actually led to some Money in the Bank pay-per-view hype. But I will say this. The main focus of the show was Money in the Bank, which was good.
Money in the Bank and AJ.
Money in the Bank, the WWE Championship Money in the Bank ladder match, which I expect to main event Money in the Bank. And for all you guys out there that will say CM Punk and Daniel Bryan should main event, you're wrong.
Again, I'm just not really happy with this Raw. There was some things that were good to see. I wasn't bored during this Raw.
No, it wasn't the lack of entertainment. It's just the booking and some of the stupid decisions that WWE made in this Raw.
Yeah, I can't say like Raws in the past we've complained about, but this Raw, it wasn't that bad. It showed what needs to be shown. It gave us hype for next week. It was just a bit of a letdown with like Jericho's return and the matches that we were given, like, especially Rose Clay weren't being done well. The Divas, there's just nothing really here that stands out apart from they're starting to give us Money in the Bank hype.
Yeah, so you give us your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I just don't know what to say about this Raw. Raw pissed me off from a booking standpoint and a logic standpoint, and I'll just leave you guys to comment your thoughts down below, and then I'll leave you to do a plucky little outro.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly say this. We have Paul Heyman making all these, you know, allegations and all this stuff, but I think George Lucas is going to find Cena, you know, because they all actually did Star Wars stuff and tried to do Star Wars gimmicks. But anyway,
in 3D, yeah,
and all that stuff. What I want to say, people, is thank you very much for watching. Please share your thoughts about this Raw in the comments section below. And I can say this, tune in for our future videos from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ. Thank you very much, and goodbye.